Hey, okay, empath. I like having these little talks on how I feel about things. It's been a weird couple days for old Marjo. I don't have no sounds. I have no music. I don't have any headsets. I'll be raw dogging this talk, I guess. We'll see. I don't know. It's weird. I can still hear sounds in my head all the time. It doesn't really matter. And they play the same playlist on Apple Music anyway, or the same order, even if it's your own music. The algorithm keeps us stuck in loops. So, story time, Heyoka style with a smile. Back in 2004, I always liked the Golden Girls when Sophia would start her stories out like, picture it. So I'm not going to do that because it's already been done. Same heart space. Take a time trip back with me to 2014. I just got dumped. A 3.5 year, a 10-year friendship and a 3.5 year relationship had ended. And she had moved out. And that's when I did a 180 in my life and I started to look at me as the problem everywhere. And that's what they've said for 14 years. I was in AA. They are always, my whole life, people are like, you're the problem, you're the problem, you're the problem. And I took it on as I need to change my behavior so that they didn't look at me as a problem. And so once Shannon moved out, I started looking at myself from a different way, from how, not from how everybody else looked at me, but me as the perceiver. And as a result, I learned a lot of things, many things I learned, because life is just about learning lessons. And you see people, it's not about sitting in your house for 20 years and playing Grand Theft Auto and then going out and living Grand Theft Auto. That's not, there's more to life than that. And I like to watch. I go to sleep with TV. Like to fall asleep with a bedtime story. And I would do that by watching different TV shows. And there's a new TV show that came out called The Alaskan Bush Peeper in 2014, right when I got dumped. It was like, oh, I love Alaska. I grew up watching Northern Exposure. I always want, when I was in the Air Force, I went to Fairbanks and I got to see the Northern Lights and the big moose. And, Alaska's dope. I would love to live off the land. And I really liked that show. And all the characters are the characters and everything. And I followed it ever since. And now Bear's on TikTok. Gabe is enjoying his life being a dad. Sometimes does a social. He's a mechanic. He's a mechanic. Noah's doing his. They're all doing their things. Rain, Snowbird. Is that the other? I don't know. God, it's been like years now. And then Matt, the older brother, who I identified with the most. And I believe he's passed over. Because every time when somebody that has so much pain, I hate addiction. I hate it. I hate addiction. I have it. Mom doesn't have it. But because I have it, I do not drink alcohol. I don't even smoke weed anymore. I learned better coping mechanisms. I learned to, instead of thinking about the same thing that makes me hurt and sad and angry over and over and over, I think about ways to make people feel better. And I have a whole movement I'm trying to do, and it ain't the bowely kind. See where I live, my days of I don't want to travel anymore. I don't want to see the world because any place that I wanted to see, it don't exist no more. It's just a picture in my head, and if I were to go there, the reality of that place I would be disappointed. So I just want to make the place where I live better, and then have travelers come here to Taos, New Mexico, where I live, because a lot of people like coming here. Travelers, they like to pass through. Locals don't like it when people stay too long. It's like fish, company and fish after 3 days. They start, you start wishing you had your old routine back and stuff. People start getting resentful, all that. So 3 days is a good time to hang out in Taos. And so I got these stickers. See, I came up with this picture when I was a 9-year-old girl. It says straight people like rainbows too. And I'm gonna send them to people in Chicago and Oregon, and people are gonna put my stickers all over the place. And then I'm gonna go to the town of Taos, and I'm gonna say, this is how I'm gonna promote tourism in Taos, since all you care about is tourists, right? You want people to come and not stay, right? And so the city and the county and the state, because they have so much money, they're gonna give me a place, and then I will hire people. So if people like Matt, I know he wasn't ready, and he got his heart broke. And when your heart breaks and the girl that you love leaves, if you don't find positive outlets, the demons will get you and drag you down the river. That is why I live to give people better options, so that they don't have to take alternatives like that. So that's and then people on social media, because I'm on social media. Look at me. You're watching me on. I follow a lot of people on. I follow a lot of things because they're data points, and like attracts like. And so I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on X. Mockingbird. That's what I call it. Twatter. I'm all over because I want to see how people, if they're in fear or if they're in faith. And people are traveling around like this one lady. I ain't in alignment with her. She's younger than me. She don't have a knee, but she's asking you to pay for a vacation. Basically, she's asking you to pay for a vacation so she could talk about the importance of water. And I'm like, water is life. Me and mom drive around Taos all the time and hand out water to people. It's just something we do because people don't have access to clean water, because the county or in the city, they'll put locks on it and they'll say, no, you have to pay to live in America. This country's over. Dude, whatever they're doing in DC, that's like American swans. It's like their swan song. It's like we used to be cool, but now we suck, and look what we evolved to. I haven't given a shit about wrestling since I was a 10-year-old girl. I was really into it. I took we didn't have a car, and I wanted to see it so bad because everybody was talking about it, and it was just pay-per-view, and we didn't have no money. I said, "Mom, take me to the places where they do pay-per-view. Don't they do those in bars? Take me to a bar, Mom. I want to watch WrestleMania." And I couldn't go into a bar because I was a kid, but they would have it on, and I would try to watch through the window and stuff. They get you hooked on stuff that don't matter, because what matter is clean water, shelter from weather, whatever the earth throws at us, whether it's man-made or what is nature? What is it even to be a natural person anymore? Like, now they're letting everybody know that hybrids exist. When, if you think about it, what is it to be a hybrid? What is it to be a human? I ask myself these questions. Like, humans, I think a human, to be 100% human, you would to have never had any medical help at all. You're a completely closed system. You've never had any medicine. You've never had anything made out. You're completely all natural. That is what I'm not a human. They've been putting shit in me since mom was pregnant with me. I'm one of those hybrid people that you're going to start hearing about. We exist. They just don't even tell us that we exist until we start putting patterns and pictures and hey, that ain't right. And how come that happened and this happened and other girls didn't have these things happen? I have a fucking Adam's apple for fuck's sake. They change genders. They do so many things. Look at Epstein. It's before I'm far before Epstein. I'm long before Epstein. I'm born female. Would I have been for a female if they wouldn't have put that shit in me? There's no way to tell. You know, a famous one that they make people in labs. And when I was growing up, have you noticed that when people got married, they had to do blood tests? I don't think that's a thing anymore. And look how many people are sick. I wonder how many distant cousins are getting married. They always been tracking genetics. They never not. I got the good blind. I got the good blood too. I got the colonial blood. What do you mean proof? What the fuck are you talking about? People make up like why don't you find where it's why don't I'll tell you know what I say to people that say there's no proof? Why don't you go find where there's not proof? Why don't you go show me where there isn't like just go away. I'm a contrarian, so I draw contrarians, and it's fucking annoying, and I get why people don't like me. I really get it. I get it. That's why I don't hang out with people. I save the world from hanging out with me because I just can't with the NPC thinking. I explained to a lady what an NPC was. I said, "You know what an NPC?" She's like, "No." I said, "People that play video games like the sports games and you have like the faces in the back going and they're collectively just making noise. Those are NPCs. People that leave their house from doing productive things in their own community and will travel vast, far, and wide to sit there and do nothing useful. To me, those are what NPCs are. They don't do anything to make a better reality. No, they just contribute to the one that keeps the suck sucking. You know, the reindeer games like Rain, get it? I'm all about the word whimsy here, so try and keep up. Reign, as in we're going to control and govern you with our governments. It's all reindeer games. Who gives these people authorities to tell me where and when I can't go someplace? I think I have some kind of a waiver someplace because police don't bother me so much anymore. They probably know I'm like candid camera and she's always recording. I'm always recording. I'm recording all the time. Always, 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 always. Not always. No, not always. I got my meta glasses when mom and I go out and I ride around. We go out and we make pretty videos. And then I see, oh, look, there's agency being a stupid cousin. Thank you for the content. Agency. You know, the workers that get paid so much and have all the big expensive cars and trucks with state of New Mexico or Taos County